To teach English to children at the English house, we have to understand at least a little bit about how our brain works and specifically how children learn. So let's briefly look at this. In this image, we've divided the brain into two parts. This area and this area are very different, but they work very closely together. This area maps to all the muscles in our body. It starts with the toes and the legs, we get up into the arms and the neck and the head. There's a very big region for the face. There's many connections between there and all the facial muscles. Textbooks often like to show this image. The tongue has a very special place, and as I said, there's a region for the facial muscles and the hands. These regions are quite big because these muscles play a very important role in our lives. The hands, the face, the tongue, obviously, with speaking. And then there's the arms and the legs. This region is for our senses, our sight and our sound, and of course, touch. So there's these two regions for muscles and our senses, and there are connections between these regions. And proper learning and development happens when we're able to use this full region. And in the classroom, we only focus on this region, making the children look and listen while we speak. But it's essential that we include the motor network in the learning process. Now let's look at how we can use this knowledge so that the children are using their muscles as well as their eyes and their ears. Some of the basic concepts in English, such as I am, will be taught to the children using hand gestures. Let's take a look at our first hand gesture. I am. I am. Try to match the movements with the syllables. For example, two syllables. I am. Another hand gesture is you are. You are. You are. To teach you are, we will again focus on the syllables. You are having two syllables. So we make two gestures with the hand. It is also very important that we keep that eye contact. The eye contact will be very important when we teach he is and she is. It's not so obvious when teaching I am and you are, but it will become crucial for the children's understanding. So while we're making the you are gesture, make sure the students are focusing on each other's face, preferably the eyes, but if they're not comfortable, the nose will do. You are not. When teaching not to the students, it's critical that we draw their attention to the syllables. Am not, are not, is not. We want to connect the not with the auxiliary verb. So while explaining this gesture, draw their attention to how many syllables are being said. Am not, is not, are not. And show them the difference between the positive and the negative form. In the positive, I am has the two syllables. In the negative, the syllables are separated. I am not. Same thing with you. You are for the positive. You are not for the negative. We'll practice this until their muscle memory will force them to say it naturally. Let's imagine there's this new teacher, Newton. He walks into the classroom, comes right into the middle of the classroom, looks this kid straight in the eye, and says, I am Newton. And then he points his finger and says, you are Ali. After we have demonstrated this dramatic example of I am and you are, ask a couple children to come to the front of the classroom and do it with each other. And while the children are doing this drama, this small drama with each other, explain to them their eyes, their nose, and their finger are all pointing to the same spot. Bring this to their attention. Don't let it go unsaid. It needs to be directly shown to the children. While they're saying you are, everything is aligned on the same point, and that point should be either the eyes or the nose of the person to whom they are speaking. This is the first step in teaching them a much more difficult or abstract concept, so we have to start it here. not as some translation from their native language. It will be understood through that connection between their motor and their sensory networks. Continue with the other children, asking them to step before the class and practicing the dialogue, I am Newton, you are Ali, and continuously point out to them the direction of their attention. After they have practiced saying their names, play with the language a little bit. It doesn't have to be Newton. You can say happy and sad. I am happy, you are sad. And of course, when they're saying happy and sad, we'll get them to mimic the facial expressions, always looking for that opportunity to engage all networks. Another one is good and bad. For good and bad, they can do thumbs up and thumbs down. When all the children have had an opportunity to play with these sentences, we're going to teach them not. Short dialogue will start with student A saying, I am good, you are not good, you are bad, while making the appropriate hand gestures. Important that we draw the student's attention to the U syllable being separate from the are not. We have two different gestures here. We want to get them used to not being preceded by one of the auxiliary verbs, AmIsAre. Let A practice that dialogue. I am good, you are not good, you are bad. And then let B say the same dialogue. I am good, you are not good, you are bad. All the while making sure their focus is on the eyes or nose of the person to whom they are speaking. If the group is really good and they're understanding this very quickly, you can do one more dialogue. A and B can practice this dialogue. I am not wrong, you are wrong. Of course, now we're going to show them that this not sound follows a friend. This time the friend is am, making sure that the negative hand gesture has those two syllables. So it's I am not wrong. That makes the goal for this lesson. I am, you are not, and if the group is up to the challenge, I am not, with all the relevant hand gestures.